Hello, how are you? I'm gonna do a quick review on Origin because I absolutely think it is brilliant for what they offer. It's the Origin access that I'm reviewing. Yes, I know Origin and EA are not exactly in 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 good speaking terms with the gaming community, but I thought that I'd do it just as an impartial thing, and yeah. So as you can see, the games on the screen now are the games that you get through the vault. The screen that was on originally, this one is one that is the games that I've downloaded. So basically all these games here you can download and have them in your library if you are on Origin. I'm doing a review of Origin Access Basic. Then I have two versions. Basic is £4 or £5 a month, or £20 for the year, and I believe that the premium is about £80 for the year and £14 for the month. I think that the Origin Basic is an absolute bargain, and then I think that the premium is an absolute rip-off. For the premium you get like an extra 7 games, and yeah, if you're into, one of them is Battlefield 5. I absolutely love Battlefield, but I think Battlefield 5 is an absolute turkey of a game. I've spoke to people who've played it. I've played a couple of hours on it through the 10 hours trial you get. So there's the games you get on premium. Anthem, They Are Millions, Darksiders 2, Beholder 2, This Is the Police 2, Battlefield 5, FIFA 19, Madden 19, and The Sims. And you can see the price up there. So we're going to talk about some of the good features, I guess. Well, all the good features. When you talk about EA, or you are talking about a company which has, in my opinion, always put out some of the best looking AAA games to date that I've seen. All the games on here look absolutely phenomenal. You have Unravel 2, Star Wars Battlefront. You have both of them. You have the original ones as well. This is what's good about it, is it gives you pretty much the trilogies. You get 3 Dead Spaces, you get all the FIFA games up until the ones that have just been released, and you also then get, let me have a quick look, you get games that you wouldn't think of trying. Hover, that's a really good game, and I wouldn't have ever thought I'd enjoy something like that. It's basically like Jet Set Radio, but an online one. Very basic, but I put it in front of my son, he loves it. You then get games like Mad Max, which is kind of like Batman Arkham games meets, well, I don't know what it kind of would meet. It's not really like Grand Theft Auto really, but it kind of is, and that's a really good game. I wouldn't have tried that until it was basically just thrust in front of me through Origin. So when I say it's worth it, I say it's worth it because I just love owning games. I love having the option to play games that I never thought I would play before. I'm very sort of closed off with games. As I say, when I was growing up, I had a Mega Drive, and you kind of never took chances on games really, because it was just so expensive. I remember one time I bought, what was it now? I think it was a game called Lethal Enforcers on the Sega CD, and it was bloody awful. And it was one of them, because obviously I was young, and when I did start playing games, if I owned a game, I'd tell everyone that it was the best. It didn't matter, even if I knew deep down it was absolutely crap. So I'll talk about some of the games that I have played on it, because it is all about the games after all. The first one you see here is Unravel 2. You also get Unravel 1, but this one's actually 2-player. It's very similar in terms of its look. As you can see, it's aesthetically very pleasing to the eye. It's got a very good art style, and the graphics, as I say, when I first saw this game, some of the creatures that are moving along, you can see they've put eye to detail in, and it's a shame that games like this kind of don't get as much of a massive push as you know, some of the bigger titles, kind of like a hidden gem. I enjoyed it for what it's worth, and so does my son. It's a 2-player game. It reminds me of that Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck game in I think it was in World of Illusion, where you have to work together. One person has to help the other one up, and then the other one has to drop a rope to help the other one up. It's very similar to that, and I really loved that game when I was playing it on the Mega Drive, so this brings back memories of that. We then have a game here called Sudden Strike 4, which is basically a modern Command and Conquer style war strategy game. Looks very good. I haven't played too much of it to go into detail on, but I would like to give it a bit more of a play.
Excellent.
It has a lot of
with care.
a lot of things that I do like is the war footage afterwards. It has like documentaries and stuff in. But yeah, as you can see here, you start off Battle for Poland. I haven't played too much to go into the game, and it's not really the sort of game that I would go into, but it's one that, you know, it shows that the Vault has a massive different variety of types of game. And then we move on to Star Wars Battlefront 2, and you also get Star Wars Battlefront 1, which I remember playing with my son. As you can see, the game looks absolutely beautiful. It really does. There's parts of this where you're going into battles and there's a lot going on screen, and it is so immersive at times. And I'm going to leave the compliments there, because I'm going to pause and turn around and ask EA what the bloody hell they think they're doing, man. You start off with this game, in order to like rank up one character to like a decent amount, like you have to rank up the grenade for each special character. For each class, you have to rank up the guns. You then have to unlock so many things, and it's an advantage. If you ain't putting hours into this game, you're at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? This is what EA consistently do. They did it with there's things with like Battlefield 1. I've never played air superiority because I refuse to spend money for premium games. Release the game or don't fucking release it. If you're going to release it as a premium game and make it 70 quid, then just do that. But as you can see, it looks amazing, and there's, you know, it's a shame really for a game like this to be so underappreciated and so mismanaged. But you get it on there, and it, as I say, because it's also on Origin Access, the servers are full. You get games. And we move on. Origami, another very pleasing game to look at. It's basically a stealth platform ninja game. It's you end up with, you have certain special abilities. It's basically you can teleport through the shadows. It's worth a playthrough. I mean, I really like these sorts of Japanese sorts of environment ninja games. As you can see, it's got a very nice cel shaded look. As you can see here, I'm about to take this guy out with a shadow jump, silent kill, sword strike. Very nice. You also get all the Crisis games. What PC gamer does not want Crisis? I mean, you want to know if your PC is up to standard, right?
It's a miss! Get out of there, Prophet!
You might actually be able to play Crisis 1. Wow. Yeah, the footage here is of Crisis 2. It's not as popular for some reason as the first one. I quite like it. It looks amazing, and it plays very similar to the first one. This is a thing that gets me when they release a sequel to a game and it's not exactly like the first one. People lose their fucking mind. It's like, play the first one. I like Crisis 2.
Terrorist man.
And you can see
Gotta
it
be
looks amazing.
some African jungle shit. Ebola or something hidden.
There's a set piece coming up in a minute, and I'll play it out after this clip, but it just sums it up.
We're coming in.
Prophet, you see that? You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this. Go get samples from the crash. Get them to me here at the lab. This could be our best shot at rolling back the spore. Maybe the whole invasion even. But you better make it fast. Lockhart's going to have cells swarming all over that crash site in nothing flat.
You also get Dead Space 1, 2 and 3, which is awesome. I owned Dead Space 1 on the PlayStation 3, and I remember there was a scene where when you first go into the main like glass room where you can look out at the planets, and I remember just looking around with the control pad thinking, bloody hell, look how far we've come with video games. It was so aesthetically beautiful. And I remember when I played it again, and the graphics did look a bit downgraded, since obviously as you play different games and you're more amazed by the graphics that come along. But still, they are great. Number one, I know that I said about, you don't like the first one and the second one comes out, it's different. But number one was probably the best one of the lot, really. But yeah, they're all on there and well worth it. Also, football games, sports games, you get Madden games through it, which I don't play because I'm not American. I barely play football games. I'd put it on here just to show a bit of the footage. This is FIFA 18. I think you get FIFA 18, 17, 16 and 15, but let's be honest, with football games, once the next one comes out, the next one may as well go in the bin. It's the thing is, like, if you go on FIFA 18, you might still get some games, but you're not football players alike, video game players alike. They pretty much only own one or two sort of games. They might put Call of Duty in, and then a bit of FIFA. So good luck trying to find games online with these football games, but as you can see, it's on there if you want it. I haven't actually tried anyway to go online. They're not my cup of tea anymore. And they also give you some old classics. Look at this, running on DOS. I mean, this ain't Wing Commander, but you get Wing Commander on there, and I think this is Crusader, which I can guarantee you when this game came out, everyone was going, OMG, look at the goddamn graphics to this. Not that they'd say OMG back then, thank God. It was a cooler time. Hover! And then this one's a treat. This is one of them games which I really couldn't, like, when you start just playing around, you mull around on it, doing piss all, but you do it for ages. Now, when I saw this, I thought this is Jet Set Radio. I thought it's from the people that made it. It's basically a free-running, open-world sort of puzzle game. I've never got too far into it. I've only just messed around on the just the free running. Well, as you can see, what the graphics like, it's very cartoony, Jet Set Radio. I think it works really well for this game. I'm a fan of all different styles of graphics, really, as long as it looks good. I can't quite put my hand on what looks good, but when it looks good, I'll say it. And this is one of them. My son loves this game. He plays it a lot more than me, and he's got pretty good on it. There's a section here which is the training section, but then you get out into the actual open world, and I'll quickly cut that in before I move on. But yeah, very good. Another hidden gem. Mirror's Edge 2. Thank you, Anita Sarkeesian. If it weren't for you, I really do believe this game could have had a lot more publicity. It's brilliant, and the first one's brilliant, and they're very underrated. This is like Hover in a different way. As again, this is me just mulling around. I'm not even doing any of the missions. It's not like the first one, Mirror's Edge 2, where that was linear. You kind of moved along and a cutscene would come and then you're in a different level. This is open world in the usual sense. You go to a place, there's a marker, you press a button, a mission starts, you then do the mission, and then and so on. You've all played open world games, I'm sure, but as you can see, the presentation's phenomenal. And I'm a massive Mirror's Edge fan, so this one for me is one that I would love to get into and actually complete, because I did complete the first one. Both of them on Origin Access, both of them on Basic. Very nice. Mr. Shifty. Now here's a game I didn't realise I wanted until I started playing it. Who wouldn't want to play a game where you can teleport behind someone and you can punch them out of it? But how many stories up in the world? How many stories up is that? And hearing them scream all the way to the ground, it's phenomenal. Now this to me looks like that old football game on the Mega Drive, World Cup 1990, where you got the overhead view. It might just remind you of that, but it looks like you're the goalkeeper, because the goalkeepers always have to wear their hats. But as you can see, it's a one-trick pony. But if you're gonna play a trick, look at that, look at him. At least he's got company. Yeah, I like it. It's worth it. As you can see, it is what it is. I think it's a 2-button game, so yeah. Splat. Oh yeah, Mad Max. Now this game is really good. If you've played if you've played Batman Arkham games or Shadow of Mordor, it's the same premise. It's pretty much the same engine. I'd say it's probably slightly better because there's a bit more to do. Story-wise, it's not. It's basically just a game where you can be driving around and it's just fun taking out the bad guys. It's fun getting into the battles. It's fun getting into the chases. It's the gameplay that's the best thing. It's probably let down by the fact that the story doesn't compel you to follow it, if you know what I mean. I mean, I spent hours on this just cleaning out the areas sort of thing, and then I realised that probably was about 2% through the story, but it's very good. I enjoy it, and as you can see, the presentation again is absolutely astounding. And then we have this one, Plants vs Zombies 2 Garden Warfare. You also get the Plants vs Zombies, the 2D sort of original game, and then you get Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 1. For whatever reason, it's dead. There's no one in there. And then you get Plants vs Zombies 2, which is this one. Looks absolutely beautiful. I love these graphics, these cartoony sort of graphics when they're taken seriously, you know what I mean? Look at that. And there's so much to this game. For example, you can be me and my son sometimes join a group together, and we're in this part of the game, which is basically just like an open lobby where you can go and take out some NPCs. The map is beautiful to explore, and the characters have given so much character. You know, it is a very good game. It's one of my favourites on here actually, and there's still people playing after all this time, so it's got a bit of a fan base. But yeah, it's really. I mean, my son's not into the Battlefield games so much, but he loves this game, and it's kind of like good for me to be on a game where I enjoy Battlefield, so he enjoys it. I enjoy this because it's got a very similar-ish sort of gameplay to it. But yeah, very good. well done to whoever it was that actually made this game. It's phenomenal. Yes, Need for Speed, you get pretty much all of them. Well, all of the recent ones anyway. Very good game for a racing game. I just can't stand the storylines to these. I can't stand these high-fiving, fist-bumping, sort of Fast and Furious caricatures of millennials. They irritate me, man. I mean, I play as people in these games, and the guy I'm driving as, he's annoying. He annoys the living piss out of me. And every Need for Speed does it. It's always this highly multi-racial. There's a black guy. There's always a woman. There's a difference. They literally never see two sorts of the same person's ethnicity. I don't know why they do it. You know, if there's two women, one will be a white woman, the other will definitely be a mixed race woman, a Chinese woman. You'll have a white guy, a black guy. There's normally an Asian guy. This one sums it up perfectly. White guy, black guy, Asian mechanic, female, and Caucasian arsehole as the bad guy. But other than that, you know, if you skip the videos and turn the volume down, it ain't that bad. And as you can see, the game looks phenomenal. And it's from the people that made Burnout, so you know you've got a good game there. And we also have Shadow Tactics, which was a game I was going to buy on Steam. I didn't actually get as much video footage for this one, but
Japan.
I thought I'd show you just this is the actual gameplay, in-game footage. I really do like these ninja games, I've got to say. I think it goes back to Shinobi. And yeah, that was brilliant. And so was Tenchu, and that's a game that definitely needs a pissing remake, don't you think?
Nothing personal.
This is
just can't have
this
you
was
warn
one
the
I was
others
really
up there.
chuffed to get.
My love.
And last but not
Halfway there.
least,
We need to push
Battlefield
harder.
1. Arguably the best Battlefield game of the lot, in my opinion it is, and if you do want to argue with me, that's fine, you're entitled to your opinion, but you are wrong. I absolutely think this is one of the best. I love the bayonet charge, and the fact that they took it out for number 5. Was that just because you didn't want to have your female fucking characters screaming? You know you could have got them to fucking do it. Then they're charging into pissing Primark on a sale. Look, yeah, there you go. Even though I died, you know, never mind. I got stuck in. It's good. It's really good. It's my favourite one. I'm kind of glad that Battlefield 5 didn't surpass it, because I think this one may retain its community. It's rampacked full, and it looks amazing. As you can see, I'm kind of doing a bit of camping. And why not, huh? But yeah, this is... I played this with my son because we both have Origin Basic, and he was, no, I don't want to play it, I'm telling you, man, Battlefield is a game that I think if you ain't into first-person shooters, that's fair enough, but Battlefield's not necessarily a game for first-person shooter players. He was initially just enjoying riding the horse. Next thing you know, he's getting kills. Next thing you know, I'm telling him, because these games go on for a long time. I did about 2 games with him. I said, well, I'm done now. From him going, no, I don't play these games, he's then playing it by himself. There's so much you can do. You know, I really don't. For what, £20 a year, you got all the Battlefields. Although I will say this, you might get a few games on Battlefield 4. Hardline's dead. Battlefield 3, I think the servers are pretty much dead. Yeah. But that says if they only gave you Battlefield 1, for me it would be worth the price of admission. So, that's pretty much all the games that I'm going to show you through. I'll finish on this. I'm very much a fan of Origin Access, the basic version. I know that EA are well and truly in everyone's bad books, and that's fine. I'm not here to defend them. I just think that this this vault is really good. I mean, I did a review of the PlayStation Now, and I'd pay more for the vault than for PlayStation Now, except it's the opposite way around. But bottom line is, I like to play games when I haven't got an internet connection, because eventually it does happen. But that's just my opinion anyway. You guys, if you have it, then just say, no, you're lying, I think it's rubbish. And if you haven't tried it and you do, let me know. Let me know what you think, because I really think that there's a good selection of games on there for everyone. Old fans of the old games and fans of the new. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to
eyes on a shock trooper.
Hopefully upload some more videos soon enough. Thank you. Bye bye.
See there, the scout.